Time is now. It's back to the rhymes. It's like, wow, he's back to the rhymes. I'm in the booth, straight dropping dimes. Clark Kent, Daily Planet, the Metropolis Times. I write these raps while I'm under the gun. I see you back to get you some. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. Pure, raw, uncut, rap. Back to the rhymes. Now's the time. Time to unwind because it's back to the rhymes. Back to the rhymes. Now's the time. Time to unwind because it's back to the rhymes. Okay. Here we go. Let's go with the list. So, YouTube channel. So, we're working on some moves here. I'm talking to John, my friend John. And I think I see I got a new subscriber. That could be John that replaces the fellow who's gone, who's not John. And the fellow who's gone's less on the same page as John. So, that's all good because we want to have, I certainly want subscribers who like what I'm doing, or at least can appreciate where I'm coming from. So that's cool. But I'm always, a former subscriber will always be friends no matter what, right? So anyhow, let's see. So the plan is if we can pull this off next Sunday, I will have him with me and I'll be with him. And we'll work on the song I'm doing today together. So that's the plan. I don't see any. If the problem is, I won't be able to get with him until maybe a little late, maybe 9. It might be a little late for him, but he's up to the task at Wallingford. So God bless him for that. They need people like that. And I found another person I'm working with at my new station who might be up for the challenge to go to Wallingford too. So I know they're a little upset at me at Wallingford. I apologize to any of you guys back there. I got to do what I got to do. But what if I could find a couple more people to send your way from the carrier annex? How would you feel about that? Some reinforcements. So at least one maybe. And I know that guy from back in the day. He remembered me. So another additional help to this channel. I was at church today and we were doing this Sunday school, and they had Pastor Mike showed me he had this little round thing. I was right in the middle of the conference table, so it works good for Zoom conferences. It's only $30, and because we want to do some Zoom meetings, we want to do some presentations in people's homes predominantly, but have the Zoom capability, and we want good sound. But now I'm hoping to not use that ear thing, especially if you go, okay, your turn, okay, out of my ear into your ear. A little weird. Never a fan of the thing in the ear to begin with. So this sits on the table. So I guess it gets a lot of the surrounding noise, but I'm going to, I was at church today. I'm going to be at home next Sunday. So I want to hear how it sounds because I think that's new, But if it sounds good, I'll get one and I can use it for this. And hopefully I can set it up. I got Mike to help me though. Mike will help me mic up. Mike will help mic up, hopefully. And then that could be an improvement. And it'll help with a future one of these items. So Trump's going to thumps coming along, nothing new to add. Oh, going back to one. So the deal is with the Battle Hymn of the Parents, I've shared it with 66 people. It's got 66 views at this point, and that seems to be going down. One of my challenges is I can almost show you on here, but I don't think I'll show you. But sometimes when I share something to somebody, it'll show the visual, the thumbnail of the song. Sometimes it won't. So when they receive it, like I saw John, he sent me some songs, and a couple of them showed the thumbnail and some didn't. It's so much better when the thumbnail's showing. I think that's right. So going back to John, he wants to. So we're talking about. He's done a lot of freestyling. I have done little to none. We're gonna have to figure out what he wants to do or what he thinks he can do because he thinks it might be a little bit of pressure to be under the gun writing these raps that way, which is kind of how I'm doing it. It's kind of the goal I set. But I help him. I told him I help him, just like I'd hope he can help me with freestyle. Why not? That'd be cool to get some practice on that. So that's the plan. We can pull that off next week. But he wants to write to a beat, and he sent me some, like, I saw New York State of Mind, and what's the Kanye West song, Drive Slow, I think, instrumental. So DJ Premier did New York State of Mind. It's fine. That can work. Whatever works, I'm up for. I just, all these years, all along, I've never been in a situation where I've seen people suggest that to me. But when I started writing raps, what was I doing? I was sitting in the hub at the UW. I didn't have headphones or anything. I was just thinking and spacing out and, going, wasting money basically. But it's when I first had the idea to start writing raps. Had a lot of time. If you want me time, that's what I had. I had a lot of me time, an excessive amount of me time. And so that's when I started writing, and that's how I've always written, is in a notebook, in a journal, independent of music. And it's been fine. I've come up with hundreds of songs that way. So, but if someone else needs music, and it's been suggested to me by my friend Tom that I have music when I do this stuff, and I'm totally cool with that. I just don't know what it's going to look like now. We're going to go to John's. The plan is to go to John's place. That helps so much because where I live, Mr. and Mrs. retirement home live next to me, so I can't even be thinking about making any noise, really. It's like, oh, did they leave? Did they leave the house? Can I turn up some music? Anyway, no update with Trump's at the top. It's still got legs. It's got a life of its own, way more than this. Really, even the compilation I didn't really do. I mean, once someone listened to it, that was it for them. For me, I mean, the compilations I made over the years, I wouldn't play it all the time, but I'm good with listening to those probably, I can imagine, at least every 6 months, all of them, on rotation, once every 6 months, once every year, possibly. I like it. I don't want to hear it all the time, but I definitely want to pump it up and play it sometime. Merch, number 3. I'm going to be in the industrial area one day this week. My new station's in the industrial area. I'll be delivering to the stadiums, probably deliver the mail of the Mariners, deliver the mail of the Seahawks, I believe. That should be cool. I'll like that too, because there will be no ads, which are very much a nightmare. I'm happy to not deal with those. So I haven't done that route yet, but I believe I'm about to do it this week, and I will know for sure if I have any of those ads. I think I won't, and I will, unless there's some condos down there. I think there's some condos. We might have some condos, some new glass condos up there in this north parking lot near the train station, but I don't know. I'm just guessing here. That'd be nice though. So there's a couple leads I have. It's on my list, but I haven't got to it yet. No update on rules of engagement. You will be glorified. No update, but I've been attending church more frequently, so yeah, the possibilities are there. I just need to bring it up. Bellevue Ballers, like I said, that's what I'm working on. So, Bellevue Ballers is improving. I changed stations to help with a number of things, where my daughter goes to school and help with my business, the one I share with my wife. And I'm still haven't, I know I got off early a couple of days last week, like 4:30. Never happened at Wallingford, never at all. So that's going to help everything in terms of my things I do outside of work. I'll make less money at my job, but I'll have more time to work on these projects. So my Reformation music video, still haven't got that. I saw Theon today, didn't get to talk to her. She says she's looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to doing it too. And now music. Like I said, what we're talking about making raps to, that's just stuff that's out there already, instrumentals. This album here. Okay, so schoolus album sales. My coworker broke out the I'm Bad LL Cool J, and it's a woman rapping strong. Oh man, I want to get to know her. She sounds very articulate too. She could like the conscious rap. And some of the other guys in that area. This station has 2 zip codes on the floor I'm in, so that side looks like it looks pretty lively. Might be some hip hop fans there. So actually, clearly there is one. So I got to kind of get. I'm only over there once a week, so but maybe I want to find out, does she rap? But she was killing it. She know that song. I know that song well too. So I was like, okay. And I guess she did I Need Love too pretty well. So that was nice. Very nice. So she might I might try to see if she wants to find how good of a rapper the new SCA T6 is. And this bag's pretty much had it. Current events wise, my friend, okay, I'll just tell you today. So here's how I approach places, businesses and stuff. And this is true when I'm delivering mail. They have their sign that says wear a mask. Sure. Maybe they don't, but we know the rule. But the last thing I want to do is go into a place and find out I'm the only one wearing a mask, or the person working there is wearing a mask, is not wearing one, right? So if the person working there is not wearing it, I'm not wearing it. If no one's wearing it, I'm definitely not wearing it. That's just my way of doing it. If a high percentage of customers aren't wearing it, I'm not wearing it. If it's just one guy, then I guess I'll probably wear it. So my preference is not to wear it. So amazingly, all these places I'm delivering mail to, pretty much I've been able to get away. Hasn't been a need for me to wear it. And especially when I'm putting mail in boxes, get out of my way. I need 6 feet, whatever your rule is. And I'm going to not wear that thing. So now we test out the Starbucks, went to one today. They didn't ask if I was having it for here to go. I see the open table. I'm going to take a risk. Underground Bible Scholar, he's with me. I said we could take a risk. Let's hang out. And it seemed like it was right around the top of the hour. It was time to do a sweep of the lobby. We used to call that, you sweep the lobby or clean the lobby. I guess it's a new thing now, new type of sweep. So, can I see your status report of your vaccination? At that time, it was actually, we're leaving now. That was time to leave. So that one's not an option. So there's any number of places to go in King County where you don't need to show that thing. I guarantee it. It's way too hard to enforce, but the ones who are, we're not going to be there. Other thing I'll say, just to say it, I got a squirrel following me on this one route. It's really troubling me. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Maybe I'll use dog spray on him. I used the dog horn, didn't really work very well. So he is frustrating. Hopefully I can see the regular carrier this week and find out about this squirrel. Okay, now I'm going to get back to the rhymes. So I told John about this song. Hopefully we can get together soon, because I really want him to have at least a verse on it, and hopefully I'm not. I got to do the 4th verse so we can finally invite. I hope it doesn't take that long for us to get together. So it's like this. I'm gonna have a little more gusto. So it's like this: come get the guns, come take the Bibles, let's go. Meet me at the spot, bring all you got and more. I mean, I'm not going as loud as I can. I have to be respectful of Mr. and Mrs. retirement home. But it's like that. So I had worked on this song for a long time in my head, and I had it memorized, thankfully. But I would have been happy to write some stuff down because I might have gone a little further with it, and I kind of obviously couldn't remember all that. So I think it seems to make sense to say another continuation of the hook, not to necessarily repeat it. Come get the guns, come take the Bibles, let's go. Meet me at the spot, bring all you got and more. Um, I think I'll say, I haven't really thought this through too much, but I always think of the line from My Mind's Playing Tricks on Me, Willie D. You know, the stuff's going down, let's get the stuff over with. And I edited that. But I always feel like that about things, you know. If something's going to happen, let's just get to it, you know. I mean, we're going toward either get to it or let's just totally knock them out, you know. Because I don't like this idea that it's what we have in this area. Again, I can go to places that have way more freedom, like Texas or something. But you're dealing with it, you know, tightening, a gradual tightening or restricting of your life, you know. And I was talking to Leon today, the underground Bible scholar, and we're getting very close to having a show with him. I think I want to do it on Sunday morning before our Sunday school. I think that'd be cool. And he mentioned it, you know, at what point do they shut the churches down? When do they have enough swag, enough confidence to where they feel they can get away with it? So, I mean, they've already done it, you know, under the guise of safety. And that's the whole thing. You got to be hip to what's going on. It might be some other excuse, you know, but in the end, because we're a real obstacle to what they're trying to do. And I was talking today at church with a woman who's from China, actual China, mainland China, and just trying to get to understand. I mean, she didn't grow up a believer, but how is it there, you know? And what she said religion is discouraged now. How is it discouraged, you know? And I'm just trying to understand in what ways is it discouraged. On a personal level, for her family was never negative about it, but the state frowns upon it. So I continue to hope to get to know her. I mean, I know there's any number of people from China. I just haven't got to know them on a personal level, but I like these kind of conversations because, and I don't think, I mean, maybe it's just because her whole life it's been like that. She doesn't think it's necessarily a negative. Whereas if you were in China before what do they call it, the Cultural Revolution or whatever, where they just got rid of culture, and you would know the before and the aftermath, and you would long for the good old days, right? So anyway, we don't want to lose that, and we've already taken some hits, and we'll just see what people do. Now, of course, in Seattle, I guess was this election, when was it? What's today, the 14th, and the election was, I guess it was a week before. I think I might have talked about it, but the election was law and order is preferred in Seattle, even, believe it or not, over lawlessness and chaos. So that's good. So, and, you know, I would think average people that vote that way would be against shutting down churches. It's the radicals that really want to do it. But the thing is, if you let them get too much power, then they can get away with that kind of stuff. So it's good that the votes went the way they did in Seattle. That was a good thing. All right. So going back to what Willie D would say. So I could say, if it's going down, I got the good pen today. So smooth, right? So smooth. Oh, I'm not even saying what I'm writing. Oh, it's unstable. I hope it's recording. I'm just writing, not telling you what I'm saying. I'm sorry. That was lame. Okay. So I just said, if it's going down, what you got, clown? I know. How am I not telling you what I'm writing? I'm sorry. That was rude and stupid and not what I normally do, but I got into it. I got more heat than the heat you got for the show. So that's it. So the hook goes like this. Come get the guns. Come take the Bibles. Let's go. Meet me at the spot. Bring all you got and more. If it's going down, what you got, clown? I know. I got more heat than the heat you got for show. So that's pretty strong. All right, so that's the hook. Now let's work on the verses. Haven't really figured out how it's going to play out, but let's see what happens. What am I going to say? It's really nice talking to Leon because he's had an awakening here. John, who you'll get to see both these fellows, have had way more recent awakenings than me, but it's in God's time, you'd have to say. It's a prayer answered. I mean, anytime this happens to me, it's an answered prayer, and that's my prayer in general, that anybody and everybody would come to recognize. Obviously not going to be 100% because there's plenty of people who are going to live their entire lives, their entire adult lives, their entire part of their lives where they are accountable for the decisions doing evil. They're just in that mindset. They're stiff-necked. They're taken by Satan. So it won't be 100%, of course, but anybody who wants to get the knowledge is very happy. I'm very happy. Like Leon's mentioning that he doesn't think of himself necessarily as conservative, he just wants to do what Scripture says. But it's interesting. It took quite a while for him to recognize how the culture is hostile towards Christianity, and the only reasonable side in the political divide is conservative, because where are conservatives hostile towards Christianity? I mean, if you identify as a liberal, your peeps, if that's what you're going to have to try to, how do you deal with that? I have the hardest time, because I'd be like cringing all the time and be like, yeah, I guess I imagine they say things along the lines of, yeah, but at least they care about minorities and sexual minority or whatever. They're good-hearted or something, even though they have an inability, it seems, to take a step back at the big picture and say it's not about any of that. That's all a smokescreen for power. Please understand. That's just how I tried to explain it over and over and over for those who can understand or want to understand. If they don't want to understand, that's fine. There's nothing I can do about that. All right, so how are the verses going to go down? Come get the guns, come take the Bibles, let's go. Meet me at the spot, bring all you got and more. If it's going down, what you got, clown? I know. I got some more heat than the heat you got for sure. Okay, so I got to be like MOP, all in intense here. So I mean I hope everyone's heard MOP at their finest. Nobody's better. Nobody's better at intense rap than MOP. And there was Onyx back in the day, but I always thought the one dude really had it. But man, it is so exciting to listen to how those guys work together and some of the songs they've done. Oh man, nothing like it. It's an experience. Um, okay, then the heat you got for show. So oftentimes I've been kind of rhyming off the back, the front end of the next verse is a rhyme with the back end. I'll just go like this. Lo, behold. Behold, we're at this point. We at a point. We at a point we didn't never want to be at. They push and they push. Trying to see how we can. Let's see if I can work this out. So they can see how we gonna react. How we gonna react. They taunt and they taunt. They taunt and they taunt in the street, in the restaurant. They taunt in the street, in the restaurant. Let's see if I'm doing this right. Lo and behold, we at the point we didn't never want to be at. They push and they push, so they can see how we gonna react. They taunt and they taunt in the street. In the street. And I'm gonna have to move this down. Yeah, hang in there with me. I'm trying to work this out. They taunt, they push and they push. They taunt in the street, in the restaurant. Waiting to see. If we launch. Waiting to see if we lose it and we launch. Waiting to see if we lose it, we launch. If we lose it, then we launch. And next time, I'll be back to the rhymes.